Islam Makhachev just went on Aiden Ross's stream and dropped some pretty big takes. He touched on multiple topics from Khamzat Chimaev's title win that many fans found boring, to the recent eye poke controversy between Cyril Gane and Tom Aspinall, and shared details about his own upcoming fight with Jack Della Maddalena. When asked about his strategy for JDM, Islam admitted this will be one of his toughest challenges yet. He said that if his wrestling doesn't work, he's ready to strike with Jack, calling him a big and dangerous opponent who's skilled everywhere. Islam said that even though the champ's wrestling defense isn't great, his grappling is solid, and he's not someone to underestimate. Islam also revealed what could be next if he beats Jack, a fight with Kamaru Usman. He said that after JDM, the Nigerian Nightmare makes the most sense because of his legendary title run at welterweight and the position he's currently in. And to top it all off, Islam confirmed that the Ilia Topuria fight is very likely to happen next year, and he's just as interested in it as the fans are. Both him and Ilia have made it clear that if this fight ever happens, it's going to happen at welterweight. Now let's see what Islam had to say about Khamzat and the Aspinall eye poke situation.
Khamzat DDP, what did you think about that fix?
I'm surprised.
You were surprised about the outcome?
How easy he beat the champion. I'm surprised also, honestly. And Khamzat is really good, good skills and wrestling. Who have wrestling in this game, the people dominate.
What do you think about people trying to criticize, wrestlers, saying that they're ruining the UFC and stuff like that?
If you have background wrestling and your opponent want to defend your wrestling, DDP, I think he training last 3-4 months just defense his wrestling.
It's crazy.
And how many times he defends? It's hard to.
It's so hard.
It's hard to learn the wrestlings when you become 25, 26. I have one times in my life eye poke, and I cannot open the second eye also, because when I open one eye, they're moving together and I have crazy pain,
Kamaru Usman responded to Islam Makhachev's call-out and also touched on Ilia Topuria possibly jumping him to get the title shot. In a recent interview with Submission Radio, the former welterweight king addressed a lot of interesting topics, so let's quickly recap them. Kamaru gave his honest take on Islam versus Jack Della, calling it a razor-close fight. But at the end of the day, he agreed that if there's one man who can expose Jack's weaknesses, it's Islam. Usman called out the people saying Islam can only win if he takes Jack down, pointing out that even without the takedowns, the Dagestani can still outstrike him. He highlighted just how dangerous Islam's hands are, pointing to the clean knockout of Volkanovski and a knockdown of Oliveira prior to finishing him with a submission. The Nigerian Nightmare is coming off a win over Joaquin Buckley, snapping Buckley's impressive win streak and making a strong case for a title shot. While some fans think Usman doesn't deserve it, a big win like this, along with his decorated career as one of the GOATs, will likely earn him the next title shot, unless El Matador jumps him. Alright, let's hear what Kamaru had to say about Islam's call-out and Topuria.
JDM has been a guy that I had my eye on because I see he's coming up in the working his way up in division. Of course, I always said that guy's talented. That guy could be something special. And also with Islam is former pound for pound. Now still up there. And so I don't think in history we've ever had the pound for pound and former pound for pound compete against one another. So obviously, let's be honest, that's probably a bigger blockbuster fight, but both guys possess challenges that I'm looking to go in and try to solve those puzzles. Had Joaquin Buckley done what he said he was going to do and finished me, Joaquin Buckley, you would absolutely make a case for him that he was next for the title, correct? Mm-hmm. So, that wasn't the case. So now I'm not next for the title. Me personally, I feel that I'm next in line for that shot. But if Ilia wants Islam, it is what it is. They're going to do that. But I do think I am next in line for that shot.
Russian MMA media just exploded after a huge reveal from Islam Makhachev's training camp. Mohamed Burkhamov, Islam's sparring partner and PFL welterweight, gave an eye-opening interview to Russian channel Ushateka. Burkhamov went in on which UFC Middleweight Islam absolutely dominated during camp, giving every little detail on how it went down. He also dropped major insight into Islam's prep for Jack Della. Apparently, Islam completely reshaped his training system. From now on, he focuses on heavier sparring partners, hitting the mats with bigger guys more often. The bigger the opponent, the tougher the grind, but he still comes out on top. Burkhamov emphasized that Islam is physically insane. His top game strength and grappling has reached a whole new level compared to his lightweight days, making his control nearly impossible to escape. Muhammad revealed that body shots don't even faze him. The kind of punishment that would drain most fighters barely even touches him. Burkhamov's description of welterweight Islam is wild. Basically, he's part of the Avengers. Unstoppable and terrifyingly dominant. Let's dive into the interview.
Эрик, да, Эрик. Тот-то вообще в среднем весе дерется. На фоне Ислама он был вообще, если честно, ребенком, если честно сказать. Потому что у того нету борьбы, и один раунд побороться, потом можно как угодно с ним работать. Нагрузить максимально Ислама, вот задача основная любого спарринг-партнера была там. Конечно, чем соперник больше, конечно, сложнее бывает. Потому что ты начинаешь бороться с большим человеком. Когда ты больше элементарно груз поднять на 2-3 килограмма уже тяжелее. Вот просто рубка и все. Но с Исламом никому не легко. И мне, и любому не будет легко. Потому что это высококлассный боец.
Dricus du Plessis finally broke his media silence since that brutal Chimaev loss and shared his take on Islam Makhachev versus JDM. He's putting his money on Islam to take the win, breaking down why he thinks the champ has the edge. Strong, technical, and ruthless like always. DDP hasn't been around much since UFC 319, keeping a low profile after getting absolutely manhandled by Chimaev, but now he's back talking fights and looking ahead. As for himself, the road forward is clear but tough. He's expected to face either Brendan Allen or Caio Borralho in 2026, and realistically, a rematch with Khamzat is off the table unless he goes on a monster win streak. After getting demolished the way he did, there's no immediate shot at redemption, so DDP's focus has to be all about rebuilding, racking up finishes, and reminding everyone that he's still a top-tier threat. Let's dive into what DDP had to say.
If you look at his opponents versus Makhachev's opponents, Makhachev has beaten the who's who. He is where he is, and he was pound for pound for very long. Pound for pound king for a very good reason. People think Jack Dalla's going to be bigger. I don't think so. And that's why they did such a long camp, to pick up that weight correctly. And he looks big, and he looks thick, and he looks strong. I mean, no doubt, he's a hard worker. With this one, I think, with Jack Dalla, I love his style. I love him. I like his personality. I would love for him to win that bout, but unfortunately, I cannot go against Makhachev in this one. I think he is just so good. I think he's so good. And I don't think he's going to give up anything going up a weight. I think he's going to be great at that weight, to be honest.
That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.